Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back here today to another NBA Talk video. And today, I'm going to be talking about a couple players that need to be traded either this season or this offseason, like, immediately. So, yeah, I'm just going to be talking about players that need to be traded. I actually don't know the amount off the top of my head. I was originally going to do 5, but I might do more than 5, and I don't know. 10 might be too many. But, yeah, we're going to be talking about some NBA players that, for the better state of their team, should be traded. And we're going to start off today with Bradley Beal. Now, we all know Washington's early struggles, and it showed. They started off, I believe, 1-7, something like that. And honestly, we all thought, I would say, majority of NBA fans knew they were going to make the playoffs, or kind of expected them to make the playoffs in the weak Eastern Conference. They always make it. They'll win a couple games in round 1. Usually won't make it past round 1. Round 2 if they're lucky. But yeah, I think it's time to switch things up. I've said this for a minute about Portland, but we'll get to them later about, actually, we might get to them later, I'm not sure, about McCollum and Lillard blowing that team up. Well, not blowing it up, but moving one of their stars, and I think the Wizards got to do so. Obviously, they can get a lot more for John Wall. It's just going to be really hard to trade John Wall based off his current contract. I believe in a year he's going to be making about 40 mil. Not many teams either have 40 mil in cap space or can match that deal with the current value they can give up. So, yeah, it's got to be Bradley Beal. I believe he's under 30. I want to say he's like 28. I'm probably wrong, but he's around that age. I think he's making about like around 28 mil, something like that. So, nothing, I mean, it is a crazy amount, but it is tradable. And I do think they got to move them. You can kind of see what happened to the Toronto Raptors with Kawhi Leonard, DeRozan. Yes, DeRozan, heart and soul of that team, been there for a minute. Now they're killing it with Kawhi, and they're already a way better team with Kawhi Leonard on that squad, and it is working out in the Spurs' favor as well. But yeah, I do think the Wizards do need to move Bradley Beal. I would say for a big man, or it could come draft time for a top draft pick. Obviously, I don't really know what teams would give up or what team would maybe be in the market. Obviously, the Lakers would be a really cool team to go after Bradley Beal, just because of they do need shooting help. I don't know what they would give up. Maybe they would give up like Brandon Ingram for him. I don't know, but yeah, I think that the Wizards should definitely look to move Bradley Beal and just not start fresh, but take that team into a different direction, because clearly with that current state, they're not going to win anything, and they're just suddenly having years where they're just going to win 43 games, go 43-39, make the playoffs, get bounced in the first round, rinse and repeat, same thing. You're not getting any better, you're just staying the same, and yeah, they got to make a move, and that, I think, comes by trading Bradley Beal. Alright, next person is Kemba Walker. No, and this only depends on if Kemba, I don't know, I really haven't stayed up to date if Kemba has, like, stated that he wants to, like, 100% re-sign. He's fully committed to re-signing in the offseason. The team is fully committed on re-signing him as well, but they're bad. We knew they were going to be bad. Well, actually, they're not terrible. They could make the playoffs, but obviously, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. They'll probably get, if they do make it, Boston, Toronto, Milwaukee, round 1. Not going to beat either of those teams, and will be just, that's a disappointing season. And Kemba's only, if they trade Kemba right now, they will have a really nice draft pick, because they'll be bad. The only reason they're, like, staying near that playoff spot, well, it's still only, what, 15 games in the year, is because of Kemba Walker. But if they trade Kemba Walker, they're going to be bad, only going to help out their draft position. They can add another stud to Miles Bridges and Malik Monk. They can go after a point guard. They can go after a big man in the draft. Well, there's obviously Bol, there's RJ Barrett, there's Nasir Little. What's the guy from USC? Kevin Porter? I believe it's Kevin Porter, but he's a wing. They don't really need wings. They would go after a point guard, power forward, or center. But they're not good at drafting big men. But yeah, I think they should move Kemba Walker. I mean, you could probably get really, like, pretty solid value for somebody that's on his last year of his deal. And it's an easy contract to move. It's only, I believe, 12 mil on that. And I don't know what team would be in the market for a clear point guard. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I would say Philly. Imagine they, like, Philly straight up, they would do Markelle Fultz. Actually, they would even do Markelle Fultz for Kemba Walker. But we might get to Fultz later. But yeah, I think they should try to move Kemba Walker. It's probably in the best position of their team, because they're clearly not going to win for some time being now. Kemba Walker, I believe, is 30, or he's 29 at least. They got to move him. They got to get younger, and they got to rebuild, and the rebuilding phase is without Kemba Walker. Next person is Hassan Whiteside. Now, Hassan Whiteside is actually having a pretty solid year after a lot of people wrote him off after last year, as he just didn't really work well with any of those lineups, and he's he's had some very good games this year. I believe, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this. He's got a player option at the end of the year. I could be wrong. No, he might be an unrestricted free agent. I don't. So yeah, this is where I don't remember, because then it'd be really. You know what, let me look this up real quick. Okay, yeah, it is a player option, which he's most likely gonna opt in. I mean, it's $27 million, and I don't think anybody in the open market would give him that much money. So clearly, he's gonna opt in. I don't know what team. Honestly, there's a team that I think should trade for him. I don't know what it would cost them. The Milwaukee Bucks, I think with an actually scary rim protector, they would be pretty scary, even though they already are scary, with losing Jabari Parker for nothing. But, yeah, I would really like to see Milwaukee go out for Whiteside. Even the Lakers, I feel like, would be cool going after Whiteside. Obviously, the Tyson Chandler signing was pretty big. That helped them a lot. JaVale McGee's been solid, but, you know what, I like a better defender in Hassan Whiteside. Like, that would be interesting, but yeah, I would really like to see Milwaukee go after Hassan Whiteside. In the Heat, they got to move on from him. They got Bam Adebayo, they got Kelly Olynyk. They don't need him, and if they can get any value for him, they might as well do it. All right, I'll talk about these two, but I don't really think these are just kind of two throw-in young guys. One is Brandon Ingram, and then the other one is Markelle Fultz. A lot of people will say Lonzo Ball. I would keep Lonzo Ball over Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is, I would say, one of the most overrated players in the NBA. He's just so inconsistent, man. There'll be a night where he'll drop 23 points, shoot over 50%, and look like he actually might be a promise of the player. And then the next night, he'll go 4 for 14, or he'll only take like 4 shots or something like that. And I don't know. It's just, I think his time, his value is still, like, his potential is still out there, and a lot of people probably still recognize the potential he might have. They got to capitalize on that. Obviously, there was those KD comparisons. He's going to hit nowhere near that. If I'm the Lakers, I would try to capitalize the most value you can for him, and I would move him right now. The next one I said was Markelle Fultz. I don't know what you can get for him. I mean, I thought, and I think most people thought, he was the clear number 1 pick going into that draft, 2017 draft. He looked like a stud in high school. Looked like one of the best, literally, playmakers we've seen in a minute. And he's been, literally, if we did a redraft, he wouldn't even be drafted, probably. He might be, like, the last pick of the draft. But, yeah, I would say Fultz, they might look to move him. He just doesn't fit their team, because obviously they want to run Ben Simmons at point guard. And it just really doesn't make sense to have Fultz on that court, because he can't shoot. And there's really no purpose of him being out there. I don't know what team would want him, but I would say, I don't know, they could maybe look to move him for a wing player. I don't know. I would, like, most teams I'm sure would like to still try to fix the dude, because there's still the talent in there. He just doesn't know how to shoot. Like, he's still, like, a good ball handler. And he's an okay defender, but yeah, he needs shooting help. I don't know. You call up Kyle Korver or something. I don't know. You try to find a team that can maybe fix his shooting. This one is kind of far-fetched, but I don't know what they would be able to get for him, but the Celtics might want to look to move Gordon Hayward. Now, it's not like he's been definitely underperforming this year. He's making, what, 30 mil, and he's just not playing well at all. He's just not living up to his contract, obviously. And he's just clearly not working in their starting lineup. I don't know. They might have benched him. I'm not actually sure, so don't quote me on that. But they have Jason Tatum. It was kind of an unnecessary signing, because, they didn't know at the time that Jason Tatum was going to be this really good player straight off the bat, and Jaylen Brown, after a poor rookie season, was going to be a stud in his sophomore year. They don't need Gordon Hayward. They really don't. It was kind of a waste of 30 mil. Now, even if he puts up, I don't see him putting up more than 20 points a game, and that's basically what you're going to get out of Brown and Tatum at their prime, or probably better. So, I don't know. I don't know what team would trade for Gordon Hayward, but if they could move Gordon Hayward for, I don't know what, probably a true power forward would be pretty scary. Maybe they could package the Kings pick, Grizzlies pick, Clippers pick Gordon Hayward for Anthony Davis. Imagine. Probably wouldn't happen. Well, that will never happen, I would say, but that'd be pretty wild. But yeah, maybe get a better power forward, or maybe a better center. I don't know. Al Horford's getting up there in age. But yeah, maybe try to move Gordon Hayward. I mean, it is also 15 games in the year. It's too early to tell. He's just coming off this ankle injury. Obviously, he doesn't look the same before the ankle injury, but I don't know. Maybe they should think about that. That's not like a definite one, kind of like the Beal and the Kemba ones that I've said, but they should maybe look, or the Whiteside, but they should maybe, if this is what they're going to get out of them, it's better probably to trade him sooner than later. Alright, and I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to mention CJ McCollum for the exact same reason. I say this all the time. And I think they should move CJ McCollum. Obviously, kind of same, Lillard's making more money, but Lillard's your star. Lillard's obviously a better player than CJ McCollum. Clearly, like, John Wall's a better player than Bradley Beal. And, like, John Wall not having the best year, but he's better than Bradley Beal. People overreact way too quickly, because I'm seeing people on Twitter about trashing Chris Paul because he hasn't been playing the best this year, and they're saying he's washed already. But the CJ McCollum, you're not beating the Warriors. You're probably in a 7-game series, aren't going to beat the Lakers or probably the Thunder. They did start off 10-4 this year, which is very good. I honestly, in my prediction video, no chance I thought they had him making the playoffs. Not at all. I did not think they were going to make the playoffs. So them starting off 10-4 is very impressive. But I think they should definitely maybe think about moving McCollum because you're going to get value from him. Obviously, you're going to get pretty good value from him. You could probably get a top 10 pick from him. I'm saying this. Say Cleveland or Atlanta. Atlanta could have 3 lottery picks between Dallas, theirs, and Cleveland. But Cleveland's probably going to be a top 10 pick. Say Dallas's pick is number 8, 9. I would call up Portland, see if they would do that for CJ McCollum, and then maybe throw in something else. I don't know. Because, like, McCollum is a very good player, not a good defender. Him and Trae Young backcourt, it would be scary offensively, but defense, ooh. But Portland, you're not going to win the title this year. If KD leaves the Warriors, you're still probably not going to get it anytime soon with this current roster. You need a better small forward and power forward. It's been bad for too long. You're literally starting Jake Layman. I mean, Al-Farouq Aminu is a really good defender, but he's nothing offensively. And Nurkic is alright. Like, Nurkic is definitely a caliber center. But, I don't know. I feel like they should, like, Zach Collins. I'm not saying he's a bust, but he's not looking anything special. And then Myers Leonard. Boy, they have a lot of bad contracts still. They won't get the guy out of the Allen Crabbe one. But, yeah, I think they should move the CJ McCollum. Clearly, I don't know. It's the same reasoning for the Washington Wizards and Bradley Beal. And you know what? You don't rebuild, but like you're saying the same every year, and you're gonna get the same outcome. You're gonna lose in the first or second round every year. Rinse and repeat. When are you gonna learn? I don't know. But yeah, that is gonna probably wrap it up for today's video. I think I mentioned who did I mention? Let's see if I can name them off the top of my head. I mentioned Bradley Beal. Mentioned Kemba Walker, Whiteside. I did Fultz. I did Brandon Ingram. I did Gordon Hayward. I did McCollum. Did I do somebody else? I probably did someone else, but that's 7, so I don't know, I'll figure it out when I'm editing. So yeah, that is going to be for me though. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If there's any other NBA talk videos, I want to do a lot more on the channel, so let me know in the comments below, please. And yeah, so that's going to be for me. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.